p.m. Wednesday nights.
Facebook watch parties are welcome.
Live and book fairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, ask the questions. We come up with the answers.
You can come up with the answers. Me, I take the mic off.
15 minutes with DJ Countryman and Rudi Lickwood. Saturday morning mayhem with two entertainment heavyweight. DJ Countryman from the world of music and Rudi Lickwood, veteran on the UK Black Comedy Network. Join them with interviews.
Kick me out.
No, I'm not kicking her out again.
Just encouraging people to follow their dream and take the risk, take a leap of faith.
Go straight in. Could you just tell us what you've been getting up to, please?
So I designed a pair of Air Max Roots with a night.
Hi about my beard. I'm gonna start having
Nah, man, you got a good beard, but you look like your forehead soon kiss your neck back. From what I can see here, it look like. Yeah, what am I gonna do? Yeah. You know me, man. I hand the friendship in it because you know how they like their chicken soup and their chicken foot and
That's where you come from, Rudy. Your face, Peter.
I'm a big up Rudi Lickwood.
Saturday mornings, now I'll be the same again.
Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. I'm saying good morning to everyone. Don't want no one to feel left out. You know what I mean? So I've got to say a warm good morning. I was just checking that my YouTube clip is up because as some of you may know or some of you may not know, I had a really wicked show on Monday. Well proud of that show. Made a lovely connection between London and Birmingham, and just how connected we are as a community in terms of the way we've kind of like developed. Only to discover that the show was actually banned by YouTube. YouTube said that it went against their community regulations. Which kind of threw me, I'm not gonna lie. It did throw me because I don't think anything was said that warranted YouTube removing it from their platform. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning, Rudi. Morning, R&B crew. Big hugs for the rants ahead. You know, there's going to be some rants ahead. Oh God. I was really distraught when I found out that they pulled Wednesday's show. Because all we were talking about was self-reliance. We weren't even so much talking about questioning anything. It was more talking about self-reliance, and it could have been because I got a feeling there's some moles in here, or it could have been when I said that it's kind of strange that how you develop a community on Facebook whereby you exceed their threshold of how many people you can have as friends, and then when you try to communicate with your friends, they want to charge you to do that, even though these people decided that they wanted to join you anyway. I'm not sure if that was the comment that broke the camel's back. I'm really not sure. I have written back to YouTube and I've asked them to explain to me exactly what was said that they found to be breaching their regulations, because I honestly don't understand what breached their regulations, to be honest. I really don't. And I know that Tina, she was very restrained in what she would normally have to say. She held back on quite a few things. She didn't go over the top on anything. So I can't think of anything that Tina would have said that would have been upsetting. I mean, there was only one image I remember putting up of Boris Johnson dressed in the boxer shorts and having a beer and a fag in his mouth. But normally that's seen as satire. It's never really seen as going against the system as such. So yeah, yesterday was quite a trying time. But I think it kind of explains why it is necessary for us as people of ethnic origin to understand why we need our own platforms. I mean, look at what's happening at the moment. Look at what's happening at the moment. Now, no more social gathering of 6 people. So, does that include work? Because that's a social gathering of more than 6 people. It has to be. You know, but I don't look at it just from that perspective. I really don't, and I don't think I'm going to, and I don't plan to. I mean, why should I? Whereas it's not what I see. Yeah, you're saying that there's been a rise in people who are testing positive, and as I said, around this time of the year, from what I understand, people catch colds. People actually catch colds around this time of the year. It's not no surprise to me. Why is it a surprise to them? Why is it a surprise to them? But it's those. I mean, I ain't saying I know it all. I know nothing. All I know is what happens to me at this time of the year, and that is I would catch a cold because there's a temperature change. Yeah, but then I watch the way in which they divide and rule people, right? And these are most probably the things that they are want to stress me out for, right? Because this is how I see how they divide and rule people, by then turning around and saying, well, if all of those people didn't go to the beaches in the first place, right, there wouldn't be this rise. Okay. But surely, you know, there should have been lots of people dying. There should have been lots of people rushed into these hospitals that they created 3 months ago. What they're saying is that we're getting the results of that now. No. If I understand, you started testing about a month ago. You started creating the industry to produce the instruments that we're going to start testing people. You started creating testing stations for people to go to, right? And then you follow it up with stories like the health secretary is complaining that there are too many people who are trying to get tested. So in other words, they're now getting us into that mindset where we take ourselves to go and get tested. So soon we'll be demanding to have a remedy. So people will be asking for it. So they get us that way. They get us to blame the young because there's this rise. It's not going in a very good direction, is it, people? In all honesty, is it really? It's not going in a good direction at all. But let's get the Marlins out of the way. Yes, good morning, Trevor. Grand Rising, says Donna. Donna, you're up and about. Good to see you, girl. Morning, Denise. Morning, Jackie. Juicy Julia, chocolate. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Morning, me Julie. Oh God, me Julie. Let's see, you're gonna say booyaka any minute now, isn't it? Oh, Tina's in the room. How you doing, Teen? You alright, babes? Alright. I was just thinking about Rasta Mouse just now, you know. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw your name there, Julie, to be honest with you. They pulled it maybe because of the other platform. Yes, darling. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Because we all know who owns YouTube. We all know who owns WhatsApp. We all know who owns. We all know who owns. We all. It's almost like we have to talk in code, which is a bullshit. And you know me, I struggle with talking in code because you know what I mean. I'm so straightforward, man. I'm so straightforward. I'm like, but it does mean that you can begin to see what we're up against anytime we talk about doing for self. You know what I mean? Anytime that we say something like buy black, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it's like we're being separatists. And it's not that we're being separatists because there's no complaint when other cultures do it. Dare I mention the names? Do you know what I mean? Don't want to be called anti-Semitic. Oh, I'm starting to learn how to talk in code. Oh my God. It's I think it's really good. And I applaud the two gentlemen for what they've done. These were two guys that I interviewed by the name of Carl and Junior Wilson, two exceptional brothers, entrepreneurs, very humble. It was almost like I had to drag them out. I literally had to drag them out to get them to step forward and actually talk about the things that they've done, you know, sort of like explain why Richard Blackwood's show, his show on Channel 4, I think it was such a success. Why there were so many people who were queuing up to watch him. I was blown away by these guys. I hope those people who saw the show on Monday will forgive me. But I would like people to know, especially if they didn't see the show, what these guys have done. Because they've not just the fact that they've created a platform in which we can communicate with one another on a similar level to Facebook, but because they think about the community, they look at it from a broader perspective. They've looked at how we can communicate with one another, and they've looked into other things because they actually put their platform on hold in order to look after their mother before she passed away. And in so doing so, they also thought about how they could take the skills and the things that they've learned and offer it to the community so that it can make our community a better place. Because when you have different cultures, right, it means that we do things differently. or we have different experiences, and sometimes our experience gets left behind or it's not understood, and they found a way of helping us to connect with people who have dementia, because the English culture didn't know how to, and they've taken modern technology and they've used it in a positive way. So like I said, people, please do forgive me if you've seen this on Monday already, but this is for the people who haven't seen it. All right.
More than 45,000 people in the Midlands have dementia, and it's believed that their early memories can be key to them coping with the disease. Well, now two brothers have created an online memory box put together especially for those whose early memories were overseas and for whom traditional memory joggers aren't always relevant. Imran Ali reports now from the Nehemiah Care Home in Birmingham, where old memories are being relived.
You know what it's like?
Delphine suffers from dementia. Like most patients, she's forgotten her recent memories. But remembers this song from her earlier days in the Caribbean.
Make you feel happy. Dancing.
The website she's clicking on is a memory box, which allows people to watch and hear things from a past they are familiar with.
What was that?
Oh, yes. Yes. Radiogram.
Radiogram, yeah.
I smoke. I had to find out to bring memory home.
Memory of home. Yeah.
Carl and Junior designed the website after it became apparent there was a lack of culturally sensitive support when it came to looking after their own mother, who developed Alzheimer's.
When it comes to dementia, you've really got to go to a person's culture in order to help them to feel well and feel wanted.
The challenges of living in a multicultural society is that catering for all backgrounds is no easy task. The two brothers opened up a memory cafe catered for people of the Caribbean community, but soon realized a national reach was needed.
What our memory box does is try and help people who don't know much about a person's cultural background a way of being able to interact with them.
When you're stirring up emotions from back in the day, you know, when it was growing up, or maybe, you know, where they were born, for example, it can really, you know, really give them kind of like a better quality of life.
The website allows people from all backgrounds to upload their items, so everyone can find something they can relate to. Imran Ali, BBC Midlands Today.
Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Something as simple as that. I say simple because it takes a lot of know-how when it comes to technology to be able to pull something like that together. And that's why it was so surprising to me that YouTube felt that it was something that they wanted to take down. Yeah. But I'm going to put something in the comments here for everyone. It's a place worth going, because I will be putting up certain things that I'm very much aware that the powers that be will not want you to see. They will not want you to hear. I have had several things pulled over the past couple of days. I even put up a post not too long ago about an African in Africa explaining that the assistance and the help that's being offered by the Bill Gates Foundation was unwarranted, unnecessary, and there was proof where during an interview whereby it was explained how coups take place. It was explained how, try to be careful what I say. It was explained how the pandemic of AIDS was spread, and that it was by no accident. Some of you may have been lucky enough to catch the post before it was closed down. Yeah, I'm. You know what? It's funny because I'm finding myself in a very much in the seat of. I didn't expect it. In the seat of Mr. Nesta, but the difference is that Eddie works for the BBC and I don't. And even though I don't work for these people, they've still found ways to attack. Juicy Julie, Denise, good morning. You guys are still bantering, man. Respect, man. Yes, okay. Oh God, Sandy's joined the crew. Look at that. Sandy Muhammad has joined the crew. Morning, crew. Buddy. Pearl, right. And you know what? You know, another thing that I've realized is that I've had a batch of people, right, who have been trying to friend me, right? And I've been going on their on their pages and stuff like that because I don't, obviously I'm not just going to accept anybody onto my page and what have you. Only to see that and find that a lot of these pages, like, they only have 1 or 2 friends and stuff like that. God, to be on a hit list, eh? Look at Trevor White, morning. You lot still doing your mornings? What about the trains and the buses? That's a good question, you know, Donna. That is a good, because I'm sorry, but I do see this very much as a controlling thing that is going on. I see it that way. I really do. I really do, because these ain't my words, right? These ain't my words, all right? These ain't my words. You understand? They're not my words. They're their own words. Yeah. So when you try to do things like this, you kind of understand why they'd want to put a stop to it as quickly as they possibly can. Yeah. Because it keeps, I'm going to look at it this way, it keeps the pound, it keeps the black pound circulating within the pockets of got to be careful what I say and how I say it. You know what I mean? It keeps that, it keeps that money floating in that direction. Yeah. Now, these brothers, yeah, trust me when I tell you this, where that whatever that platform makes, that I've just now put into the chat, whatever that platform makes, it goes back into the system that they've created. And remember, they created this before Black Britain. They created this before the Voice Online, right? They created this just as the internet was when the internet sort of like just came into play, right? That's how long they've been around, right? But the thing is that when they came around, their mother got ill, right? And they had to put it down. Yeah, and it continued to grow despite them putting it down, so that they could develop that app, the app that I not too long ago showed you. And so now it's going through another relaunch. Yeah. And I think it's something that is positive for the community. It's something that we could support. I think it's something that we could spread. We could spread it just like the virus. It will enable us to link up with Manchester. It will enable us to link up with Huddersfield. It will enable us to communicate with people who are in Scotland. Yeah, it's got to the point. It's done so well that the two guys have been invited to sit down with top politicians who are Irish in the Irish communities, because the Irish communities are the Irish community is very much aware that they need something similar of their own. Because remember, they're trying to get at the moment. Gotta be careful what I'm saying. Gotta be careful what I'm saying. At the moment, they're trying to get rid of countries. They're trying to get rid of everything so that everything becomes one, and that they are in control of everything. Yeah. And the division is happening. It's happening right in front of our eyes. I mean, what is the next step when they say no more than 6 people social gathering? Yeah, you can see where the next phase is now going to come. They're going to tell you how much people could be in your house. They're going to soon be telling you how much people could be in your house. Then if they can tell you how much people can be in your house, they're going to be able to tell you how many kids you can have. Yeah, and then they want to talk to us about the Chinese and their population control. Yeah. That's a good question there. I like that question, Craig. Morning. So how come Jim Davidson show gets away with it on YouTube, but they ban your show? Well, I think Jim Davidson is seen as freedom of speech, and they see things in left and right. If I'm correct, Craig, it's either your right wing or your left wing. Yeah, there is no cultural wing in this. It's either your right wing or your left wing, and you're supposed to be able to have a voice. Personally, I feel sorry for Jim Davidson because he was only behaving and doing what he was doing in terms of what the culture was, what seemed to be acceptable at the time as when he was doing it. And yes, things had to change. Yeah, but it's the way that they kind of like just changed him in, and they victimized him, and they called him this, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the hypocrisy of it, and I get that because we're talking politics now. Yeah, because when it comes to the politicians, they play games. They play games in terms of the way that they hide their shit. You know, they call everybody barbaric and everything like that. But you know, what about the bombs that you was throwing down on the Middle East countries? Yeah. In fact, what about the arms that you've been selling to create all of this in the first place? They play games, and Jim Davidson is caught up in the game. You know, and I find him quite funny at times as well. And I do believe that he was insulting us. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I know that it was about comedy. It wasn't about anything else. Jim Davidson was just like he was just like an excuse for the left to say that we are politically correct. And anybody who doesn't think so, then they're on the right. But the thing is, as I said the other day, I'm finding that anybody who's to the left is they just become just as racist as those to the right. And that's only because of privileged. When you're privileged, when your skin color allows you to have certain benefits. But the thing is, they're never going to understand that, and they're never going to see that because they don't walk in my shoes. They will just feel that they're being correct. They just feel that they're right. And then it gets to that point where, you know, it almost gets to a point where it becomes insulting as far as I'm concerned. Because then the left want to tell you how to think and how to behave, and don't even realize that they're behaving like the right. They don't see it that way. But they'll jump behind the fact that their grandchild has got skin of latte. But they will complain of the immigrants that are coming here, not realizing that the only reason why immigrants are coming here is because of the way in which big business want to reduce their labor costs. And so Gordon Brown opened up the immigration doors, and Tony Blair was right behind him. Tony Blair was meant to be to the left, but yet for you lot have lived it. I'm not talking to people who are under the age of 22. Do you know what I mean? Katrina, how you doing, darling? Keep sending me stuff, girl. I really do appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? I appreciate anything that people send to me, to be honest with you. And like I said, once I've researched it and I've looked into it, I'm prepared to put it up. Do you know what I mean? But I will be putting up a lot more stuff in the stuff that the address that I put in here. Morning, Sheps. But ain't they now changed the name to Pneumonia, its original name? I believe so. I believe so. But for me, it's the way that they've just divided and used everybody against one another. The young to become fearful now. They're blaming the young for spike in COVID. They're using words like I wrote it down. A contributing factor to people dying is COVID. Do you see that? Do you see how the language has changed? A contributing. Yeah, but then we don't know that they've used that already when they were burying people and not allowing people to funerals. When they were what's that word again? When they were burning. You know when you burn people instead of burying them. So is that no autopsies could be made. But then when I turn around and say that, they'll mostly say, "Oh, we're going to ban this. We're taking this off." Oh no, we'll have none of that. We'll have none of that. We don't want to hear none of that. This guy is out of order. No, I don't think I'm out of order. I don't think I'm out of order. They are saying it is a rise in young people because they had parties. So the young are not becoming fatally ill. This is why hospitals are not filling up. That's what I'm saying. So they're now getting us to turn on the young. They want us to turn on the young. They want us to start blaming each other. Yeah, and these are not new tactics. These ain't new tactics that are being used to cause the confusion. It's not. It's not. Right? And you can't be talking to me about vaccines because I'm sorry, your vaccines are created by man, which means that the whole. If you're going to start talking about vaccines, then you have to be honest with everybody and tell us that you created this situation. You created it. Because you're not going to tell me that the omnipotent one, the universe, you are not going to tell me that God, you are not going to tell me that Jah, you are not going to tell me whoever that you believe in, right, wants us to live in this kind of environment. But then from the time you start talking spirituality, right, then you're going to be seen as being a nutter. Because everything has to be backed up by scientific facts. And as I said, as far as scientific facts are concerned, science is supposed to work alongside nature. It's not supposed to try to take over nature's place. But they don't want you thinking or saying those kind of things. Yeah, they just want us to kind of go along with man knows this and man knows that, and man don't know frig or bomber ass. I was careful I said there, you know? Yeah. I mean, in Oxford, they put their vaccine on hold after volunteers are now falling ill. You're vaccinating people, yeah, and you don't even know what it's going to do. So they want people to start stepping forward as guinea pigs. They want us to go rushing out there, begging for this thing. Yeah, give it to me, because I'm going to be ill. You got a little cold, my friend. And then when you start to say, well, you know, there's more people dying of cancer, there's more people dying of other things, they will then turn around and say to you, yeah, but it's not an infectious disease, is it? It's not an infectious disease. The thing with the coronavirus is that it's an infectious disease. You know? Right. And the thing is that they're starting to dish out, they're going to be dishing out fines of £100 for anybody who's seen with more than 6 people. So, you know, they're going to start penalizing us. Can you guys really see where this is going? Can you see where it's going? I mean, for some, it's obvious where it's going. You know? For me, it's obvious where it's going. Yesterday on the local news at 6 p.m, they said they're going to be a 5K run happening in Watford with about 3,500 people. I hope the organisers are fined £1,000 for the event. This is what I'm saying. You can't just pick and choose. Tina, I hope you heard what I said about 15 minutes ago, and I did say you said nothing, because I know from conversations that we had, there were certain things that you could have said that you didn't say, and I don't hold you responsible for anything. I was very blessed that you came onto the chat show on Monday. I think you showed a lot of Caucasian people that sometimes, in order to understand the culture, you don't dictate to them what they're supposed to say, what they're supposed to do. There's a lot of white people who say they want to learn about the Black British culture, and then when you invite them in, right, they want to come in and start telling you what and what, whereas you came in as an observer and you sat there and you listened and you said your little one or two things, and then you left with the information. So I think whoever was in there earlier in the room will admit, will be able to tell Tina or explain to Tina that I never said that you did or said anything, right? I don't think that at all. It hasn't even crossed my mind. I think it was more a case of the sheer fact that we could find a way of being able to communicate outside of mainstream is what was causing the problem, than anything else. Nothing to do with what you may or may not have said, because you didn't say anything. You actually, in truth, you didn't really say anything, apart from we should, you know, look for the truth, apart from the fact that your parents were from Ireland, apart from the fact that you said you're open-minded and you think for yourself. Morning, Tracy. How you doing? One and all, how you doing? Did you say morning? Jemmy's in the room. How you doing, Jem? Yeah. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Good to have you. Do you know what I mean? That's one of the brothers who's responsible for my Keeping It Real chat show, by the way. It was a conversation that I was having with the Zoom crew, who suggested that I interview people who have done things in the community, but no one's really aware of what they've done. And that there are, Jemmy actually pointed out to me that there's actually a lot of unsung heroes that are never mentioned, you know. So yeah, that goes out to you, Tina. There's a lot of love for you in the room, Tina. Trust me on that. And like I said, I did not throw you under the bus. I did not accuse you of anything. Do you know what I mean? Morning, blessing Rudy and dedicated listeners. That's nice, Hugh. Yes, nice. Morning, Sharon. How you doing, girl? You must have felt proud of them two boys, man. Carl and Junior. You must be proud of them because Sharon is from, but she's from the Midlands, people. From the Midlands. But I hope I did a good job in pointing out that even though we call you that country, Birmingham crowd, we call them country people. That the country people have been very instrumental in the way in which Black British culture has developed, and they've made big strides in helping us achieve that. It's just that Londoners assumed that we are the end all and be all, but it's just that we earn more money than you. That's all it is, right? And that's a fact. Do you know what I mean? Londoners earn more money, but the thing is, our bills are a lot higher. Morning, guys and gals. What are you saying, Sandy? That's why I've always said solidify online links offline. If Facebook goes down, all our hard work will be destroyed. We just lose it, man. We just lose it. But the thing is, in truth, we don't really have to lose it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's just a case of us lot, I guess, understanding that we do traverse. We do put our culture to one side when we go to work, and then when we come out of it, we mix into the mainstream instead of mixing into ourselves. You know, the way that some other cultures do, the way the Asians do, the way that the Jews do. You know, and that is not about segregation. Do you know what I mean? That's just good economics when you think about it. I mean, we used to have schools, Saturday schools and stuff like that, and it used to be standard to go to. It was all born out of the churches, yeah, but the churches obviously decided not to take a political stance when it came to these things, because once they did that, then they were going to lose their funding, which a lot of the pastors don't talk about. Much less talk about real Christianity. They don't really talk about real Christianity. They don't talk about the fact that the Bible is etched on the walls of the pyramids in Africa. I say Africa because, you know, I'm going to just say Africa. Yeah, because the pyramids did not start off in Egypt, right? If you go all down the eastern side of Africa, you will find the history of how the pyramids were built. Yeah, but they're not seen as your ideal holiday destinations to go to. But if world history was taught the way that it was supposed to be taught, as opposed to be calling it Black history, because it's everybody's history, really and truly, we would see how the pyramids were developed. We would know that Egypt is but a child of Africa, because when our children are born, we expect our children to become better than us, and that is what happened with Egypt. Egypt was upheld as Africa's baby, with all the knowledge and everything that Africa had to offer its people. Yeah, so it was centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries of information that came up and then came into Egypt. And as you can see, from the time the invaders came in, the world, from a sociological point of view, has fallen backwards. And it also explains why they are constantly talking about how the pyramids were built, because those invaders who are there now weren't the people who built them. You know what I mean? But that's a very good point. If Facebook goes down, all our hard work will be destroyed. You know, it doesn't have to be destroyed. Doesn't have to be destroyed. Interview them again, Rudy. Interview them again. Interview them again, Rudy. I think anybody who saw the interview will know just how powerful that interview was. It was powerful, man. I mean, you lot would have been, I don't know. It was like an eye opener. It was an eye opener in terms of what they did and what they achieved. You know, I mean, Londoners, we think that we think that we were the first people to rave and have pirate radio stations and stuff like that. But I think Carl will admit though that he used to come down to Gulliver's. He used to come down to oh man, Bouncing Ball. He used to come down to, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the names of the clubs, man. God, they're escaping me at the moment. He used to come down to a lot of the clubs that we had here, and he would take the ideas that he discovered and he would implement them in Birmingham, into the Midlands, and he did so, right, and it had such an effect on that place. You know, he took him as a family, him and his brother, they took pirate radio station to another level. Basically, they started to have themes for their events. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a case of just turning and stringing up a box and everybody just in the room just going blah 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 blah. Because when we used to go up to Birmingham, them lot was like lost in roots, just roots reggae music, and that's why we used to think that they were backward and stuff like that. But Birmingham had a massive scene, man. They had a massive scene, and it really wasn't that much different to what we had in London. But like I said, it was like when we used to have them house parties. Remember when we used to have house parties and people used to be hanging out the windows and stuff like that? Yeah, well, when them lot started putting on their first set of dances and their first set of raves, yeah, that's what used to happen. Because if I start talking about Rap Attack and things like that, then the ravers know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you weren't a raver, then you'll have no idea. You'll be totally lost. I suggest you talk to your older brother or your uncle or somebody who can inform you of what those times were, because those times were wicked. I'll never forget it, man. Those days back in the day. But yeah, thanks, bro. Much appreciated. Rudy, the show was off the hook. Tina was brilliant. Carl and Jay was just awesome. Yeah, like I said, I am really proud of that show, and it did knock me that I could have been on a high 1 minute, and then, you know, it was like I was low the next. I almost felt like kind of just fell into a depression yesterday, actually. After that, because I was just surprised. I just got a call out of the blue from Carl telling me he was sitting down watching the show, having a re-look over it, and the next thing he knew, that it was it got pulled. It got just taken down. Rudy, ain't it your Earth Day today? Huey, I get close. Yeah, I get close. You got good memory, bro, but no, it's not my birthday, not today, bro. But you're close. You're close. You're close. It's actually the 18th of September. That's my Earth Day. Do you know what I mean? It's the 18th of September. Right. Tina Jones. Good morning, Tina. How come we have no picture of you? I am very skeptical now of people who are coming on board and there are no pictures of them. In fact, I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to ban people, or I'm not going to accept them if I don't know exactly who they are. If they're not prepared to show their faces, right? Or they're not prepared to kind of like say who they are, I don't really want them in the room, because I've got a feeling it's somebody in the group who got it pulled, if I'm correct. Morning, Tracy. Yeah, you're right, Denise. That's because you listen. Blessings, you. Yeah, that's two brothers talking now. That's two big man talking in the other room. When you see Trevor and Huey link up, there's two big man talking. I tell you the truth. Trevor White, blessings, sir. Jemmy, this is amazing. It is, Jem. It is. And the thing is, Jemmy, is that a lot of the information that is coming into this room is actually being birthed by all of us. Yeah, and it's just that I moderate and I regurgitate the information. It's not all me. It's far from it. It's got far from it. It's just that it's a place where we all come early in the morning and people share what they think, or what they agree or what they disagree with, and then it comes out. And the thing is that we're all older heads. Do you know what I mean? And so because we're all older heads, it means that we can talk about stuff that happened way back, and we know exactly what we're talking about. But at the same time, we do have a laugh and a joke. Do you know what I mean? My days are like up and down. It depends very much. It does depend on what mood I'm in terms of just how frivolous the conversation can get. And I hope people do appreciate it. At the end of the day, I'm a comedian, man. What do I know? I don't know that much, apart from I want people to feel good about themselves. I want people to believe in being positive. This evening's show, Anything Goes, which is on at 10 o'clock tonight, where you create the dilemmas, you ask us questions. The theme is push yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself to achieve as much as you can. Push yourself to question everything. Push yourself to make a better life. Push yourself to think about the legacy that you're going to leave behind. Anything Goes is a podcast with myself, DJ Countryman, Shoe Doctor. People know Shoe Doctor as the place to go if you want to buy your tickets for events and stuff like that. He's a very inspirational guy. Very motivational, very upbeat, always full of energy. The first time I met him was at the Harrow Arts Leisure Centre when I was putting on a show, and he just stood there staring with his hands crossed, just looking at me. And I remember picking on him and not realizing that I was picking on the great Shoe Doctor himself. You know, I've never met anybody so upbeat. I really haven't. And he's always on the go. And also DJ Peter Terry, who's been very instrumental in a lot of radio in terms of what's been going on in the radio, and he's very instrumental in helping Jeff Schumann, you know, get to where he's got to on the radio, right? Because Jeff Schumann's a big personality all by himself, so I've got to be careful about what I say and how I say it. And you know, we've all got opinions, we've all got personalities. But the Anything Goes podcast is very much controlled by you. There's been an introduction of what we call the red card, which is basically when questions are asked, if they're not answered, or if they're answered in a pithy way, you can be asked to leave. You have to come off the platform for what is it? You have to come off the platform for. They've decided to go with 1.5 minutes, Denise. Yeah, 90 seconds. The 5 minutes was thought to be too long. All right. Denise answers, yeah, I believe you're right. Yes, it is the 18th of September, my good people. The Brummy Boys did good. See? That's why I know that was not a negative show that was put on. That was not bashing the system. We're talking about our own system. We were talking about what we could do for ourselves. Yeah. And they decided that it was something that should be taken down. They really did. Tina is saying, where is Tina gone? This is beautiful. These brothers are amazing. See, Tina was in the room. She was there. She witnessed it. What did people? I'm telling you, man. And it's for what they did. And it's like if I say Kuz, we all know who Kuz is. You understand what I'm saying? Kuz's name goes up and down the country because Kuz, and that's not a bad thing, by the way, because he fronts everything that he does. Mikey Kuz fronts everything that he does. Whereas these boys, they don't. You wouldn't know what they were responsible for. All you know is that there's things happening in the community, but you don't know that these boys are instrumental in it. I mean, I don't think that Richard Blackwood is aware of the fact that Richard Blackwood most probably assumes, yeah, that his popularity derived from the sheer fact that he had this great personality, which we all know that he does, because Richard Blackwood already had X Factor, yeah. But in terms of communicating with the community and getting his shows to be packed out the way that it was, these guys were instrumental. These guys were instrumental in it. Yeah, because Richard Blackwood's show, I think, was filmed in Birmingham. I think, if I'm right. Right. And since Mo, the comedian, we haven't had anybody like Richard Blackwood since then. But like I said, here's a place to go. Where there'd be certain posts that will be going up that can't go up on other platforms. Where certain things won't get edited, or there's no need to really have it edited, because it's not for everybody. And like I said, I already know that I'm not for everybody, so that's cool. That's cool. Me nah complain. They did great. They did, man. Because when you saw those images about the gram, the pineapple, I remember when my my wife's mother was dying, and you know, she had Alzheimer's and she had dementia. And she would look at me like she didn't know who I was, and it was painful to see. It was painful to watch what my wife and her sisters had to go through. To be honest, to watch their mum flitter in and out of from an unconscious to a conscious state, and then they would start playing certain records. Do you know what I mean? I would anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my soul. And when she heard tunes like that, and you could see her just jogging, and you could see her singing, and you could see, and then you knew that she was still in the room. Yeah. Well, those guys put down they put down what they created. Yeah. They put down what they created, and they focused on their mum. And so they had to put it down for a number of years, and they focused on their mum. And while focusing on their mum is when they came up with the tablet that has all the memories that would enable her to make her way peacefully to the other side. You know, and then they shared that with the whole community, because that's what they do. They share, they give back. You know, a lot of people just take. They just take, and then the next thing you know, they got a big car, they got a big house, they might have a big this and a big that, and we know that all that's happening to that is it's depreciating. Yeah, but what they're building is a legacy, something that really and truly has value and that gets left behind. You know what I mean? Wow, what a brilliant idea, especially the dementia. Of course it is. Of course it is. I just hope that at the end of the day that they're the ones who, you know, really does benefit from it, and they get the money out of it, because you know that, you know the people that is going to grab their thing and say it's their idea, and then they're going to go and market it, and then them boys are going to lose out. But I just hope to God they ain't going to lose out, because I know that they are business savvy. They're two very business savvy individual. It's a brilliant idea. The boys done good. They did, Hugh. They did. I tell you, when I saw it, my eyes did fill up with water, basically, because it took me straight back to Jenny's mum. And us lot was sitting down there with the cassette with our two fingers pressing the cassette, because the music that she had, right, it was better that she listened to it on the tapes, because even the little sound, or the sound of a penny on top of the needle, so you hear the scratching the record, it's the real memories. You know what I mean? The tune is one thing, but the real memories is all those little hidden sounds that we used to have back in the day. Yes, I did this for my mum while she was in nursing home. This was very vital to my mum's well-being and memories. Yeah, and therefore, when our parents are in those homes, do you know what I mean? It's not the fault of the carers, even though some of them not here at all, right? That they don't know these things. You know, Monday's show was oh, you didn't finish. Never mind. Morning, Rudi and RB crew. Bless up all, one and all. Larry's in the room. He is our dancing queen. You see how you bring a smile to my face straight away, Larry? Straight away, you boy. Very good, Rudi. Those guys has created a wonderful thing for people suffering from dementia. Bravo to them. Yeah, man. Yeah. We got to bring them up. Morning show was insightful. Thank you. I'm in the wrong room. Listen, I'm going to say this again, yeah? Rants and Bants Crew. If you want to be in the same room, the link is Rudi Rants and Bants. It is not my profile link. Yeah? If you're not in my profile link, yeah, then you're going to be in a room with a bunch of new people. Yeah? And I don't disrespect the new people. I embrace them, and I want them to learn that they need to come into this room in order to join the Rants and Bants Crew. The Rants and Bants Crew are the only people who will be asked onto the Keep It Real chat show. Yeah, anybody who's part of the Rants and Bants Crew, eventually you get asked on the Keep It Real chat show. That way, when people are putting in comments and when we talk about stuff, we know who we're talking to. We understand exactly where one another is coming from. You know what I mean? And also, it means that you get interviewed alongside some of our bigger personalities within our community. Yeah. So if you find yourself in the wrong room, it's because you're not aware of what's really happening. Yeah. It's just that I pointed out, I've got to be careful what I say here. As I pointed out, there are over, I'm going to say it, frigate. There are over 5,000 people in my profile. I'm not allowed to communicate with those people unless I pay for them, unless I pay for that communication. Even though those people, those 5,000 people have asked me to befriend them. They asked me. I didn't ask them. I didn't go out and go, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend. It's from the years and years of work that I've done up and down the country, whereby people have decided, yeah, I'd like to go on Rudi Lickwood's profile page, right? So now that I put on these shows, I'm discovering that I'm trying to communicate with these people. I'm being told if I'm going to communicate with them, I have to pay for that. I'm like, why should I have to pay for something like that? Why? I know it's like being stubborn, because at the end of the day, I'm very much aware that this platform has grown. And I'm not knocking the platform. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, man. These people came to me. Yeah, because they wanted to, they were interested in what I was doing or what I was saying or whatever. And now you're saying that in order for me to communicate with them, you want to charge me. But it's through these people coming on here is what made your platform in the first place. And the whole idea of the internet in the first place was that it was meant to be information accessible to everybody. It weren't meant to be accessible at a cost. It was not meant to be accessible to the point where you start to decide what we can or cannot think. I'm sorry, but Mark Zuckerberg is nobody to say to anybody, right, what they can or cannot think. Yeah, he's a little boy, as far as I'm concerned, who got lucky, right, with the idea that he came up with Facebook. And Facebook is a powerful tool, and I'm not knocking that. Yeah, but now you're taking it too far. Yeah, you're taking it so that they can turn around and tell us what we can say, what we can't say, and but who are they to tell you what you can? I'm starting to rant. I never meant to do that. I just got a little upset there. You know, put my head down. Morning, Ali. Is Ali only just joined us? The Ali cat. Ali cat. Yes, Donna, it's because of the last part of Tina never said anything for them to pull the show. She had nothing to do with it. Please, 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 please don't. You know, nothing. Right? So let that not come out of anyone's mouth. She had nothing to do with it. Yay! Me find the right room. Morning, RB family. Bless up, bless up. You know what, Kaz? You keep making the same mistake time and time again, innit? Keep going in the wrong room, darling. You're going in the wrong room. Don't go in the wrong room. What are you doing? You see, it's that holiday break. That's what it is, Kaz. It's all that time that you've had off. That's what's caused it. That's why you got a little bit lost, innit? That's what it is. All those celebrations, that you was having, up and down. You know what? Or like I said, yeah, you're a good person to know, but you're an expensive friend to have. you because I'm telling you, man, Kaz, Jesus Christ, man, I've never seen anybody celebrate their big 5-0 the way that she does, man. Do you know what I mean? It ain't cheap to be a friend of hers, you know. I'm telling you, people. I'm telling you, yeah. She's a lovely person, and I'm envious of a lot of the images that I see when it comes to Kaz, because the past is it 2 weeks now, or is it a week that you've been celebrating the fact that you we're gonna hit the big 5-0, if I'm correct. I think it was. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Yeah. You have been celebrating, girl, ain't ya? You have been celebrating. In fact, hold on a second. Just give me 2 minutes, yeah? Let me try to explain to people, right, the lengths that our sister, yeah, goes to, and the kind of support and the amount of love that she's got amongst her own personal peer group. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just beautiful to see. It really is beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look. Everybody in red, you know. And plus, not only that place in red, yeah, but them lot had to hire that place in the first place, yeah. Now, me can't afford that, you know. I would have gone and dressed up like Riding Hood if I was there with some, I don't know. I would have had to find a piece of red art or something. But everybody comes dressed up in red. They have themes. They get into all sorts. Yeah. But that's, by the way, Birmingham, that's just to let you know that there's a black middle class in London, and that's why we can afford to do those kind of things. Yeah. I mean, just thought I'd throw that one in. Just thought I'd throw that one in. Oh gosh. But yeah, Kaz, you should know what room to be in. That's all I can say. That's where that was born from, man. She should know. She should know. Blessings, Auntie Trev. Oh yeah. Rudy upset because YouTube took down Monday's show. Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. Because I'm sorry, but I'm trying to work out what was said, Trevor. I desperately I'm trying to work out what was said that makes them feel it warranted being pulled down, because I just don't get it. I'm not just saying it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just saying it, Trev. I'm trying to understand it. Do you know what I mean? I'm genuinely I'm trying to understand what was meant to have been said that warranted the clip to be pulled down. Because I honestly can't think, or I'm 100 that nothing was said that warranted it being pulled down. I thought it was a very positive show. I thought, but then, as Denise said, maybe the fact that, you know, we were talking about this is what might have caused an issue, but it shouldn't have. They say to us that any competition is healthy competition, unless you're saying any competition is healthy competition so long as it's not black competition. You know, could that have been the reason? I don't know. Once again, I don't see why it should be. You know, nobody's saying that we should leave Facebook. No one's saying that we disrespect Facebook. All we're saying is that, look, here's another social media platform that relates to us, that we can identify with. That was instrumental, that has been instrumental in which the community has and can communicate with one another. Maybe once again, maybe it's because the word black is in there. Is another thing that they don't like, because if we use the word black and we all galvanize around the word black, it means that we pull away from the mainstream, and we don't pull away from the mainstream. We've always been supported for the mainstream. Maybe they want to keep it going that black people don't support each other, but the worst thing about it is that's when you think about it, that ain't true. We've always supported one another. We support the takeaway food shops, we support the hair shops, we support the raves and stuff that we go to. It's just that, you know, we've been the same way in which we're told where we're to live as a community, because we can work out where all the black communities are, because that's where they put us, so to speak. It's the same way that they kind of go, well, there's only certain businesses that you lot can run, or that you lot can get involved in. And if you try to get involved in anything else, we're going to make it extremely difficult for you. And we're just trying to navigate ourselves around this whole social media thing. Morning, Antigua, Alison. Monday night show pulled from YouTube. Yeah, it was pulled. It was pulled. It was pulled. It was pulled. But you can find it on Black Chat. I've said it. Whoa, Kaz, you soon realise quick, innit? Yeah, she realised quick because the room was empty. Well, the room ain't actually empty, by the way. There's about, I could tell you exactly how many people's in that room, actually. Let me see now. Because there are people in that room. It's just that they're not as they are not as vocal as you lot in this room. Yeah, there are people in the room. It's had 166 views so far in that room. Yeah, so that room has had 166 people pass through it this morning. But it's not a vocal room, right? Because the thing is that people are frightened, man. People are frightened to say things. Yeah, they're pushing us into a corner where people are frightened. They're telling you that if you link up with more than 6 people, you're going to get fined £100. They're telling you if it's over 30 people, it's going to be 10 grand. Yeah. They're telling you that you can spread a virus that they're not telling you was created by a man. Yeah. They're frightened because there's people who've got an agenda to control the population of the world, which is known as eugenics. And they're frightened to have that conversation. And they don't want to hear it. Some of them don't want to hear it. You know, it's like it's blasphemy to say it. But then the people who are knowledgeable and understand history know that mankind could be very wicked and they could be very cruel. There's certain people in here who know and understand that World War II was financed by these people on both sides. Hitler didn't just get to where he got to. They're frightened to talk about Hitler, because if you talk about Hitler, even if you talk about Hitler in terms of what he did, which was a phenomenal thing to get the Germans to believe in themselves, etc., etc., you're seen as being right wing, because they don't want to be seen as being right wing. They want to be seen more as left wing or in the center, stand on the fence. People in this room, I'd like to think, the Rants and Bants room, are prepared to say what they think, or at least join in the conversation. There's lots of people who have come through this room. I can tell you roughly how many there is, who has passed through this room. Let me see. Hold on, what's going on here? Oh, it's saying, sorry, we're having trouble with playing this video. You're having trouble with playing this video, yeah? Okay. Roughly 320 people have passed through this room this morning. Yeah. So that means there's a hell of a lot of people who pass through and they silently listen and then they go about their business. I mean, I did a look on you know, I actually got a, you know why I think I might have also got flagged up was because YouTube got in touch with me and offered me to join their partnership thing or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? And I haven't really had that many views yet. Yeah, but they can see how many people are passing through your page, or they can see what sort of numbers that you've had, even though I think it's people have to be on your page for about I think it's a minute before it's recorded or something. But then at the same time, they still get statistics if people come in and just touch it and then go, touch it and then go. And they must have been seeing whatever my my stats were. But then when they went and looked at the content, they kind of went, oh, so this is why. And then they kind of went, right, so we're not going to let him know we can't have this and we can't have that. We can't have, do you know what I mean? Yes, we're prepared to say it. We're prepared to say it. We're prepared to say it. But yes, I understand, Julie. I do. I do, chocolate. I do. But I wouldn't say, but the thing is, I wouldn't be who I am, right? If I didn't, if I don't think I'd be able to communicate as well as I do if I don't say it as it is. Bloody hell, is that the time? 9:31. Look at that. We've been rambling on and on and on and on and on. Trevor White, oh my God, I would be too. That is awful. Enough rubbish on YouTube, but that's not been taken off. Positive and enlightening things like Rudy's Monday show, swiped just like that. Flipping it. They need to have a higher level to complain and retract. No rhyme, no reason. Well, I think we can reason as to why. Do you know what I mean? But then we're not allowed to think. We're not allowed to reason. And anybody caught thinking will be punished. Anybody, you will be punished. You will be fined. You will be chastised. You will be treated like an unwanted stepchild. Stop lying, Rudy. You beg all of us to be your friend. Shut up. I went out with a begging bowl. Said he needed a PA from time. Oh, shut up, you lot. You lot just jumping on me now. He won't catch up today. Not a chance, Antigua. Not a chance. Yeah, watch me catch up. Watch me catch up. Him have some new buttons to play with. Yeah, you lot starting to get feisty now, innit? See? At least you lot raised my spirits. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. He won't. And there's a red flag as well. Stop it. Stop it. Save that for later on tonight. Okay. I get notifications when Rants and Bants starts in the morning, but not the evening shows. That's because you haven't liked the evening shows. You have to like the page. If you like the page, then you get notifications. That's how it works. Morning, Marcus. You know I work today. Marcus, you know I work today. Yeah, you're after there. Yeah, Marcus, you know you're gonna have to reduce your staff to under 5 people, and you're gonna have to make 6. Oh, Paul, how you doing? I never know which room. Yeah, but you don't even know what day it is, Paul. You spend so much time in that taxi. You don't even know what bloody day it is. Is it true, Julie? Rant, Rudy. No, you are doing what it says on the tin. Rants and Bants. I hear that, Trev. I hear that, bruv. But there's a price, bruv. It comes with a price. Rudy, it's called the Rants and Bants Show. Rant if you want, loud and proud. Just like my picture, just like my image. Big friend, Rudy. I beg. Shut up. Shut up. Rudy, it's been about 2 months. Look, my checking and my banking don't work as quick as Kaz. I know. That's what I say. So it has been a 2-month thing that my girl has been on. I'm telling you, man. Leave my sister Kaz. She is priceless. Blessings in my life from a long time. Trust me, Rudy, she had plenty more planned for her Earth Strong, but COVID messed it up. I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. It left on a brock, though. Leave on a brock. You lot steer there. You lot steer there. Us ladies in red were hot, hot, hot. And we had chefs too, yeah? Cooking up a wicked birthday meal. You think I don't friggin' know that? You think I don't friggin' know that? Of course I know that. Yeah? You lot are just bloody sexist as far as I'm concerned. You're sexist. You're sexist. You're sexist. All of you are sexist, man. I didn't see not one piece of dick in that room. Not one. And if there was a piece of dick in that room, you most probably bought him. Yeah? You most probably bought him and got him to dress up as a policeman, or get him to dress up as a fireman. You think we don't know what you lot get up to in Chocolate City, Hot City? You think we do it? No. You think we do it? No. Yeah? You forgot that most of the comics who were in there were men. No same buttons, man, in my press. Shut up. Rudy, a 19900 room mansion, them rent out with security and walk. Yeah, I walk outside with dog and all these. Yeah, man, you think I don't know? That's how them lot stay, you know. Hold it down at Rudy. Black middle class was from the 80s, buppies, and that was national. Yes, but the actual figures show that the majority of black middle class were in London, right? You lot had bigger properties in Birmingham. There is no disagreement with that. Yeah. But there was more money being made in London. And that's why Carl and Junior came down to London. Yeah. You know how we roll, Jemmy. You taught us this. So, Jemmy, you teach them. And now you're taking praise for it. But did you get invited, though, Jemmy? Just way behind today's poor team. YouTube got him vexed. So his mind's not right. Yeah, well, what can I say about that? Yeah, I don't know about that. Follow them, then you'll get the notifications and click the red, not the green, for Bants, Sandy. Yeah, okay? It's been explained. You know what to do to get in the right room? Good. This is the right room, Paul. You're amongst family here. Yeah, man, Paul's definitely family, bro. Red notification, not green, okay? So you know which to press. You know which to press, right? So if there's people passing through, if you want to be in the Rants and Bants crew, or if you want to be part of this, yeah, you press the red. You don't press the green, okay? That is my profile, okay? I don't mind people going on my profile, but as I said, I'm not taking on any more people in my profile. The only people that I'll be taking on in my profile will be people that I'll be kicking out in order to bring them into my profile, so that when should they be selected to be interviewed for the Keep It Real show, right? We've got access to each other on a decent enough level. The plan word for no black, Irish, or dogs, or you show competition. Oh, I see what you're saying, Shugs. Morning, bro. This guy actually warned me. Paul actually warned me. He's like, Rudy, man, you better be careful what you're saying, you know, because, you know, if you don't care about what you're saying, if you don't keep your fingers over your mouth, they're gonna do this to you, they're gonna do that to you, and you got to know how to get underneath the radar. And I respect Paul, man. Paul knows I respect him. He speaks to me like an older brother at times, and he warned me before the show got pulled that there are certain things, certain buzzwords that can't be said, or if they said, you will get bombards. He might see me now. Why has Facebook restricted how many can comment and the amount of emojis you put? This is becoming an infringement on my human rights. Facebook needs to take a jump somewhere, making up rules, and we just have to comply. That's it. And then if you're gonna have a conversation about it, they want to slap you down. They want to, do you know what I mean? It don't make no sense to me. Tell them again, come join the R&B family, whether them talk or not. It's a better room to be in. It's a much better room to be. By the time Rudy reads all the comments here, it's 2 o'clock. I doubt it, because we're getting towards the end already. Hitler could have been my great grandfather. I hear you. I hear you, especially with all these DNA tests that is now going on. We don't care about the numbers in here, Rudy. Them too watchy. Them too watchy. Morning, Paul. There's a big shout out to you, Mr. Walsh. Trust me, Denise. Me not trust Denise. Me not trust Denise. Me not trust Denise. Trust Denise. Me not trust her. Me not trust her. Me not. I doubt it. Listen, mate, I've already caught up. Oy, I had to check it. if it was his computer which glitched, whether he was fast forwarding, but soon realized it's him reading fast. Have a delicious day. Jules is out. Have a great day, Julie. You do that, man. Greedy. Paul, when the Exodus happens, I'll be waiting for you all. I know you got things happening in the background. I know. And I would like to be a conduit or at least a link to that. Have a gorgeous day, Julie. Bella's finally passed through. Morning, Belle. Bells, you're coming a bit late, darling. You're coming a bit late. We're talking about enough things. Positive things, I like to think. In fact, I do know. Nothing wrong with being greedy. You'd be surprised. Right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, man, I move fast. Man, I catch up. I caught right up with all of you, right? Because we do it on a quick, but on a not quicker than me. Nah, not quicker than me. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you with what I believe is a positive thing. And you guys, you have a good day, yeah?
Try and cater to the community as best we can.
And as you can see, the support from all the coaches here, we all have one vision.
When you develop the mindset, what you're doing is you're developing a person that can be successful.
Trevor used to say, Trevor Hart, you bend a tree when it's young. What happens with a lot of them is they're wasting their time, a lot of it, doing the stupidness on the road before they get in the sense. So if we can get them early, we can hopefully push them in the right direction.
From here, a lot of the boys look at it and they say, oh, I can achieve that. Football's at our heart. Doing right by all the kids that are here is paramount. So for us, it's a win-win scenario, really and truly. Really a win-win scenario in that we get to do what we love, which is coaching. The kids get to come out and play football, and parents, it's slightly easier on their pocket.
We love looking after young people and just basically helping them in their football development. The academies look after all the senior kids, all the elite kids, and we look after everyone else.
Don't forget tonight,
the conveyor belt of talent coming from North West London.
10 o'clock, anything goes. Rudi Lickwood, DJ Countryman, Shoe Doctor, and Peter Terry. Put away them red cards. Put away them red cards.
This is where I'm comfortable. This is what gives me the most joy, watching them not being able to kick a ball, and then 6 months later they're able to do things they never envisioned them doing.
A lot of people are focused on the footballer, and then when the talent doesn't manifest in the way that the coach may like it to buy, for us, no, that's the beginning.
It's giving back to the community. I've been working for the community all my life, and this is a big part of it, just giving back.